So a lot of parents ask me, what's the difference between speech delay and autism? So I thought we'd go through some of those differences today. So there are a lot of differences, and when kids are young, a lot of parents notice that maybe their child isn't talking the way that they should be, and that's common in both, right? But speech delay doesn't necessarily indicate that a child has autism. So with speech delay or language delays, you'll see that a child is using less words than a typical child would. Whereas with autism, language develops a little bit differently. So what does that mean? So you might see a child with autism have echolalia, which means that they repeat back a lot of the words that you're saying. So if you're saying, how are you? They might say, how are you? Rather than answer, fine, thank you. A child might be able to label things in their environment, so they might be able to label letters, alphabet, things they see, but then they won't be able to ask for help or ask for something that they need. And the next thing would be socialization, right? Socialization would be the next thing. And this is kind of hard for parents to observe, but what parents tend to look for is, is my child making eye contact, right? So the presence or absence of it. But what parents should really be looking for is the quality of that eye contact. Are they trying to engage their parents, into their play, into what they're doing? So that's really important. And another thing that parents don't see is sometimes a child is too social. So they might go into a grocery store and they might hug a stranger. So basically they're not really understanding the rules of socialization, what they are supposed to do and what they aren't supposed to do, how should they interact, so that's something that parents might not observe, but could be a red flag as well. The third thing that you're looking for is repetitive behaviors, right? So we don't want kids to really spend a lot of their time doing one thing, and that one thing taking the bulk of their time. And by the bulk of their time, I'm talking about, over 80% of their time, right? So that's atypical. Once you do see some of these red flags, then the next step you would want to do is get an evaluation. And that won't change your child. Obviously, your child is still going to be your child, but it could give us some information on what will be difficult for them and what are some of the key aspects that we need to work on. So I hope that helps.